All right. Welcome, Ansteorra, to another fabulous roundtable. We are all so very excited to meet you here today and talk about all of the wonderfulness going on in the kingdom in the last year and coming forward in the year ahead. There's a lot of great news coming from our greater officers, so please stay tuned and pay attention. A lot of great stuff coming forward. We're very excited. And to kick it off for us in all of this wonderfulness is the Kingdom Chatelaine.
Hi, Ansteorra. Good to be here at another roundtable, and we've got some exciting things to talk about in the Chatelaines office, from some major upcoming demos, successes in the previous year, and the upcoming Kingdom Census. So in the past year, we've had a lot of really good victories. So we are up about 15 to 20% overall in recruitment over the previous year, which is really, really exciting. I've been accounting for the fact that, as I discussed in one of our previous roundtables, we had some inflated numbers for one of our previous years. After looking at those numbers and trying to figure some things out, looking at our local groups, that's about where we're at, which is really exciting. Our retention is about the same or a little bit better. Our reporting is down. But what's interesting about that is even with our reporting being reduced, our numbers are higher than they previously were, which is in fact very, very exciting. That implies that they might be higher than even what we're currently seeing. We had some incredible demos last year. The Norman Med Fair, Fan Expo, Comic Palooza, Sherwood, the New Braunfels Renaissance Fair demo, San Japan, Galaxy Con, and Sherwood Celtic Fest. There were many awesome and exciting opportunities run by groups all around the kingdom. And we've seen a lot of recruitment from these demos, and it seems like those recruits are sticking, which is really exciting. Coming up, we're going to talk in a moment about our Kingdom Census release, but first, let's get into the numbers from the past year. So, for 2025, we were around 60% reporting overall in the kingdom, which is pretty good for success in groups reporting. Most of our reporting reduction this year looks to have been from a lot of transitions. We had more than half the Chatelaines, including the regionals, transition in the last year, which is a lot. We had just gotten a new Southern Regional Chatelaine, and then unfortunately, Savjorn ended up moving. And so we are searching for a new one. So if you're interested in a regional position, that position is now open, and I would love to talk to you about it. But our newcomer numbers, we had over 425 newcomers reported joining this year, which is really exciting. The hope is that we can convert that into people getting memberships and doing blue cards, but that's not always successful. I think more people participating is still always really good. Our retention over the last year ranges somewhere in the 10%-ish range. We didn't quite hit the goal of 15 to 20, and I think we'll always be pushing for that. Retention's always tough, especially for large organizations. We saw an uptick in newcomers classes around the kingdom, particularly in Southern and Central region, and those newcomer classes clearly were helping drive that retention and keep people around. Of particular note, we had 134 newcomers recruited in the year out of Windheim, and they were looking at almost 20% retention alone. Southern region was about 15% retention, but with a wild 219 newcomers reported in the Southern region. The large demos that we've had going for the last few years are really starting to pay off, and that is very exciting. So moving on. The big ticket item for me this year is our Kingdom Census. I've spent the last year and a half working on this, studying how to write a census, how to ask a question so it doesn't bias someone to answering in a particular way, asking people how to do distribution, seeking out professionals in these fields so that I could do this responsibly and make sure that we got both the best data we can and had the most privacy for our members that we can have. So when we talk about that, let's start with when we're opening for responses, February 1st. So as of February 1st, the Kingdom Census will be up online, and we will be bringing hard copies out to local events where you can answer the census in person as well. So if you don't want to go answer through a Google form, that's fine. There will be physical copies present for people to answer on. You can do it with good old pen and paper. Um, the census will close on March 31st, so you'll have 2 months to answer and give your feedback. In the next few weeks, local landeds, seneschals, and chatelaines should expect emails about the coming census with instructions for distribution, any further information, PDFs for hard copies, and a document that is basically an info sheet for everything you may need to know. It includes an FAQ section. You can distribute it. And I'm going to work together with our web minister to try to get all of that up on the website as well, so that there are as many places as we possibly can get for people to access this information. I want everyone to know that the census is here, to know what it's about, have all their questions answered before they ever have to send an email, and to be able to access it easily. I want to thank everyone who helped me develop it. I had dozens of people help me develop questions and figure out what is and isn't a good way to ask them or answer them with multiple choices and whatnot. We had 4 or 5 rounds of feedback of various people giving feedback through multiple crowns and seneschals and whatnot, and several phases of copy editing and review. Uh, Thank you to everyone who has helped with that, all of the crowns, seneschals, and chatelaines, and whoever else. It is very, very much appreciated. We would not be here right now without your help. Um, First, the goals. I wanted to answer as many questions as we could about who is playing in our kingdom, what are their experiences, how did we bring them in, and what are the factors that are either pushing them away or that are drawing them to keep playing. My hope is that by asking all of the questions in the census, we will be able to answer those and give officers and crowns the tools they need to succeed moving forward. Um, when we look at the census as a whole, there are going to be 6 sections with about 83 to 85 questions. And it should take between 15 and 20 minutes to answer through the whole thing. We'll have some people a little longer and some a little shorter, but that should be right around the average. So it shouldn't take too long. Um, and from what I can tell from the test rounds we've had of people answering it, everyone seemed to think it was pretty intuitive, easy to understand and work through. So I hope that when you see it yourself, you agree and that you answer as much of it as you can. It's important to know all of the questions on the census are optional, right? If you don't want to put your name, if you don't want to answer your income bracket, if you don't want to tell me what awards you have, that's fine. Answer what you're comfortable answering to the level you wish to answer it, right? There are lots of opportunities for you to give feedback all throughout the census on many, many topics, from recruitment, retention, award structure, etc., to your own perceived perceptions and experiences. Hopefully, there will be something for everyone to find that they want to respond to that can help us better run the kingdom. There are sections that also ask about what you're doing in your local communities to help us recruit and retain people around the kingdom, whether that's going to social activities, teaching classes, etc. This is your time to talk about your activities. The final big push for the census is going to coincide with Gulf Wars. While it's only midway into the month of March, I will have a lot of copies of the census with me at war. If you are at war and you haven't answered it yet, there's no excuse. I'm going to be in the BFT with census copies and pens. Come to me. I will give you a copy. You can answer it right then and there, turn it into me, and I will manually enter the data myself. All of the information that's going to be gotten, if there's a hard copy done, will be passed off to me and will be entered into the spreadsheet manually. The only people to have access to the data of this census at the end of the day are going to be myself, my census deputy, if we can find one in the next few weeks, and if you're interested, please apply. Uh, Potentially the Kingdom Seneschal and Crown. No one else gets the data. I will be anonymizing data before it goes beyond me. So your name is not going to be attached to all of your answers on the questionnaire. So you don't have to worry about your awards path or whatnot, and some Laurel finding out that you answered something about, the Laurel Circle or whatever. That's not going to happen. All of the data is going to be kept in a private Google Sheet. That sheet is then going to be turned into charts and graphs and metrics that we will then distribute out to the kingdom once we've removed identifying information, so that you can find out what is going on around Ansteorra. What are the demographics of people that are playing? What are the issues they're facing? Those are all the questions we hope we will be able to answer once we get to the other side. Once we've closed the census at the end of March, I'm going to spend probably the month of April and probably all of May as well, going through the data and coming up with interesting points for us to look at. You should expect posts on some of the things we found. And in the future, you should expect an email burst and probably some announcements at the next round table talking about our finds in the census, and hopefully a full meeting discussing the census itself and its results at that time. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me by email, social media, anything. If you want to know something about the census, if you're concerned about data privacy, if you're concerned about, I don't want to answer X, Y, or Z question, I'm here to answer all of those questions for you. Your locals and regional chatelaines should all be equipped to answer those questions, but if they, a seneschal or someone else, can't answer it, please come to me, and I will gladly help you figure out whatever you need to figure out about the census so that we can get as many people answering this as possible. The best data that we can get is cultivated from as many people as possible, so please answer the census. Please encourage your friends to do so, and I really hope you have a good year on Ansteorra. Let's get excited for Gulf War. Let's get excited for our recruitment opportunities in the spring. I know the Sherwood group has already started working, and let's have a good 2026.
All right. Thank you, Chatelaine. I, for one, am very excited and hope everyone joins me in February on filling out that form, having my presence and my experiences heard and recorded. All right. Going forward, we have the Kingdom Seneschal to talk to us about all the wonderful Seneschal news and some DEIB information.
Hello, Ansteorra. I am Beatrix Alfrey. I'm the Kingdom Seneschal, and the Kingdom Seneschal is basically the president of the regional branch, which is Texas and Oklahoma, or Ansteorra, for anybody who's new here today. The groups are all reporting, so that makes me extremely happy. The regional seneschals have been rock stars in staying on top of things and keeping Ansteorra running smoothly, so I don't have to do very much, which I appreciate. There are some exciting changes coming. We are going to petition to become part of the Hamlet experiment, which is a new type of group. We have 2 cantons that are interested in moving forward into that, and I'll have more information on that after the end of this month. Please start prepping now for Gulf War. Check your tents, check your equipment, make sure you have your emergency first aid kits with you, all the things that, warm, dry socks, all the things I'm missing right now because my office is not heated. The population of Ansteorra membership-wise is stable. but there is a slight downward trend over the past 2 years. So we have a lot of new people showing up. We have a lot of new people staying around, but we don't have a lot of new people getting memberships. So we as a kingdom should look at how can we facilitate and maybe help that, because that's what helps our kingdom run. And you save money on your non-member surcharge. Let's see. We have many, many offices. I think one of the main things that I've heard as Kingdom Seneschal from my regionals and also from local Seneschals is that we are having difficulty in recruiting new officers. So at your local level, it may not seem very glamorous or fun, but your groups need you to continue to thrive and become more successful. So if you are interested in applying for any offices and you're not sure of what they do, or you're not sure of how to get involved, if you don't want to reach out to anybody else, you can always shoot me an email. I love to talk. I will tell you all the things and hook you up with people that can help you. You might have to keep me focused on the conversation because I do diverge and run around and run amok. In AMP, we have our existing officers. Please, 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 if you renew your membership through the Neon portal or through the SCA portal, make sure that you upload that new membership information in AMP. It's very easy to do. You click a button and you submit that PDF and you're all up to date. What happens is if you don't update your membership information in AMP, you can't be warranted. Then I have to send an email to the Seneschals and be like, hey. So save me my email fingers from having to send those messages. And when you renew your membership, just go right into AMP and update that information as well. Also in AMP, they have just rolled out the module on waivers, and they are now have an ability for you to upload your waivers in AMP. So you can do it from your phone right there at practice. And at this time, we are still doing double reporting. You still have to send it to the waiver secretary by email for now. But by utilizing AMP to upload those waivers, you're giving yourself an opportunity to learn what we're going to be moving into permanently in the near future. And it also gives AMP the opportunity to catch any issues there may be early on and get this to be a stable reporting process that'll be a lot easier than a million emails. Again, my email fingers. I want to say a huge thank you to all the local Seneschals and all the regional Seneschals that have been working so hard to get caught up and get everything done in the waivers and in their groups. And just, I really appreciated everything that everybody's been doing. And we have now got DEIB, which is a Kingdom Greater Officer, but unfortunately she had to work, so I'm giving her a report today. So Sorsha McCullough is your DEIB officer, and she says, this is her report, not my words. No news is good news at this time. She still needs a central and a southern DEIB deputy. So please, if you are interested in applying for that or any office, go to oac@seneschal.ansteorra.org and you can submit your application through there or through the website. She says classes were well attended with suggestions on increasing a focus on accessibility in the future, that she would like to look at the possibility of a deputy for accessibility and helping to set up and meet the need that has obviously been expressed today. So if you are interested, please reach out to her or do an application online for that. And that is all I have.
All right. Thank you, Seneschal, for giving us that great information and the look forward on AMP and the wonderful work that that team is doing to improve the experience of our officers and the kingdom as a whole, and for the information about DEIB. Next, we are rolling on to the Exchequer.
Good morning, Ansteorra, or afternoon, sorry. I need a nap. Long day of classes. Exciting things are going on in the Exchequery. Right now, Doomsday is the main focus. So we were expecting all our groups to get their reports in. The Barony of Border March has won the cookie this year. They were the first ones to send in their report. So congratulations, Border March. And talking about money, it's always a big thing. Gulf Wars is a chance for you to help your group earn money with your volunteer hours. Give them an hour, give them two. Many hands make the work go fast and make it lighter for everyone. Gate always needs help. Please, please volunteer. You'll get money earned for your group. The money comes to me, I send the money to your group. So please, please think about volunteering besides, just having fun. So we have new exciting changes coming down from corporate. This year we have a new reporting form. So there's going to be a bit of a learning curve, but everybody seemed enthusiastic and excited about it. So that should be something new and interesting this year. Society has updated their new financial policy. That notes that anyone who is towing an SCA owned trailer, needs to be a warranted deputy of the Exchequery. So if you are pulling a trailer for your local group, talk to your local Exchequer to find out how you can get warranted. Since society has changed their financial policy, we need to fix ours. So that's me looking for me in the next coming 6 months. I'd like to get that done and off my plate. I will be posting the Kingdom budget for this year and our end of year balance sheet and income statement in the Black Star. So keep an eye out for those. We need a central regional exchequer. Mackenzie has done an amazing job, but she has now moved on to society and is now this NMR deputy for society. So we need somebody to pick up that baton and carry it forward. PayPal is also looking for deputies. Please reach out to Fastrada with any questions you might have. I'm here to help. Any questions anybody has regarding the Office of the Exchequery, please feel free to reach out to me. If you see me at an event, feel free to come up and talk to me. I'm always happy to talk about Exchequery things and money, because who doesn't like money? So thank you, Ansteorra, and I look forward to seeing you at the next event.
All right. Thank you, Exchequer. Just as a reminder that money for your volunteer hours at Gulf War does need to go to an official group that has a bank account. So you can either send it to your barony, or you can send it to a canton or anything like that, or the kingdom directly, but it can't go to households or guilds or things like that. However, you can indicate a special fund on that entry. So if you wanted to send it to the Gulf Wars Improvement Fund for Ansteorra land, you could do that by sending it to the Kingdom of Ansteorra GW Improvement. All right. And that would get it to that appropriate fund for things like that. All right. Thank you, Exchequer. Let's go on to Star Principal Harold.
Greetings, your royal majesties, your royal heirs, and your sanguine highnesses, and of course the populace of Ansteorra. I am Sigourney Burkus, Finding's daughter. I am the Star Principal of the College of Heralds. The College of Heralds and Scribes is running well, and we are looking forward to a fabulous 2026. In the last 6 months of 2025, we shuffled around some of our employees as some tenured out and others moved to different areas due to work and school. We have a new star signet, Baronne Catherine Larue d'Anjou, and the College of Scribes is running well with her at the helm. She has gotten everything organized and got everything lined back out. So our scrolls are getting out there. Things are being done. Scribal is doing very, very well. Our heraldic education program continues to grow. Master Brian, our Treasurer Herald of Education, has been doing midterm checks with the heralds to ensure they are growing and learning what is needed in the local positions to take them higher in the college. as well as doing the onboarding for the new local heralds to ensure that we are supporting them in areas where they need the most training and to get a good start in their groups. We have a huge focus right now on reaching out to newcomers sooner than we have in the past years to talk more about heraldry and scribal so that they are more aware and make note of it all around them. We focus on them creating charters, working with the arts of heraldic display, seeing, hearing, and learning from the heralds at large for more than just names and armor. And in becoming more aware of list heraldry, court heraldry, site heraldry, and of course the scribal arts. We have a really large group of heralds at large that are at the ready. And this has also helped us to fill local positions and create a much healthier college of heralds and scribes. When we bring in the new people, not only does it get them interested sooner, which we try very diligently not to overtask our newcomers. We want them to get their feet wet and feel comfortable in the SCA, but finding out that we weren't talking to them for probably about their first year, it wasn't making it any easier for them to feel comfortable with heraldry. Heraldry can be very intimidating. And so reaching out earlier and just showing them and pointing out the things, it becomes like a second language to them. And so when they start getting closer to that year, that second year, we're finding that they are wanting to volunteer more and they are doing a lot of things within the college, and it's helping them and it's also helping them be heralds at large. Currently, the Ansteorra College of Heralds is leading the team that will host Herald's Point at Gulf Wars 2026. This will be our third year. We are again using the Penzic digital program that we began using last year. This year, we will also be implementing a payments system. So all submissions will be paid and completed at the point, just like they do at Penzic. This is a big move for Gulf Wars, and I am working directly with the Gulf Wars Exchequer to implement the program and then completing the update on the SOP for the point to include the Penzic's digital program as well as the payment system, so that in years going forward, all the leads that control the point will have the ability to be just as successful as we have been. And adding payments will also take the burden off the submissions heralds for each kingdom when they receive their submissions packets from war. Right now, they are having to receive those packets and then bill out their own submitters. And some of that can be quite intimidating depending on how many submissions you have. So we'll be bringing that back home to the point and taking care of that for them. The health of the college is strong and is recorded in our metrics. We have a reporting average of about 99% for the year, and most months being at 100%. Our local branches and regional level deputies are working hard and truly are the best ever. We closed out the year with 171 paid submissions. That figures out dollar-wise to about 1,368 submission revenues. The Canton of Scoreguard became active again, and we're very, very excited about that. We have a new blossoming incipient canton, Crimson Ravens Marsh, which is under the wing of the Barony of Stargate. Rosenfeld is merging with the Shire of Greywood, and in lieu of that, Greywood has also dropped holding the no herald option and has a full-time herald with Honorable Lady Jessamine of Emmerich's Keep, and I'm very excited about that. I am extremely proud of the heralds that work in this college, from the top of Windham to the coastal waters of the Gulf. I believe that they are absolutely doing the very best for our kingdom and for everyone involved, and I appreciate them very much. And that's what I've got for y'all.
All right. Thank you, Star Principal. I know it was a great moment for me when I got my first heraldry, and I hope everyone else was that excited too to get that approved and get their name submitted. It's all wonderful work that you all do. And remember that submission fee does go to run the incredible system that the heralds share across the organization in order to keep them all communicating and working together. All right. Thank you. And let's move on to the Kingdom Minister of Arts and Sciences.
Good afternoon, Ansteorra. This is John Severn. I'm the Kingdom Minister of Arts and Sciences. There's a lot of things that are going on in our kingdom right now. Primarily, we have a lot of very in-depth and good events coming up for arts and sciences. I want to stress these. Winter Kingdom is certainly coming up. It'll have a dearth of classes, and come up there, get your learn on, come see how things are made, gain some new inspiration, and go out and make something beautiful with it. The other thing I'd like to stress is LPT is coming up, and LPT is coming up very quickly. Um, Registration for that closes on February 8th. We have 36 artisans already registered. We have plenty of space for more. So I really, really would like to see people come out. If you have apprentices, you have friends, you have people that are interested in ANS, I don't care if they're brand new and just learning about it, or if they've been doing it forever and want to share that experience and that art and get a different perspective on it and speak to the laurels about it. I think this is a great opportunity to do that. This is not a competition in traditional sorts. This is a place to actually learn and get more information and ways to get new perspectives about what you're doing, how you're doing it, and how to possibly get pointers on doing it better or inspire other people to do great things. Some of the things that you'll see there are going to be truly amazing. I've looked at the list and it's pretty impressive. We have some very talented people out there. So highly, highly recommend it. Come on out. Even if you're not artistically inclined, come out and see what people are doing, because a lot of times you will find out that something grabs you that you never expected to. And you will find a new hobby in and of that in itself. Furthermore, Gulf Wars is coming up very, very rapidly. When Gulf Wars gets here, we have our champions moving forward, and we'll be embracing that competition there. Furthermore, there's going to be the open competition that's there. A lot of times we overlook that, and I want to stress that open competition is going to happen on Friday, and will be there and will be happening. That open competition is open to anyone who wants to enter that competition. It's a great opportunity to get your art out there, to be seen by not only our kingdom but other kingdoms, and probably make connections with people that you wouldn't necessarily have access to otherwise. I do want to mention, in case there's any questions about it, we are using the standard forms that we have used in the past 7 or so years for Gulf Wars, so there's no surprises there. The only change for anything is we are adding experimental archaeology, and we are using our form. So that, yeah, yes, Your Majesty. We are using our form primarily because Ansteorra, we are forerunners in this. We are leaders. We are cutting paths that other groups are following. I can't tell you how important and how proud it makes me to be able to say, "Oh yeah, we've been doing this. We've got a path forward." Anything in ANS is always evolving, so undoubtedly we will continue to get better at it, but we are one of the front runners, and that is all to our community's work and effort and interest in those very, very difficult groundbreaking sciences and arts that y'all are into. It's truly truly fascinating, and makes me really proud. um, Okay, and then I want to go a little bit further down the calendar a little bit and get into Marta Trade Days, or Marata Trade Days, excuse me, in Vindheim, is Vindheim's ANS. Now, I highly encourage anybody to enter. The only winner can be a citizen of Vindheim. So just Vindheim, excuse me. Please realize that, but certainly enter. It is definitely a good place to get feedback. It also gives you a chance to meet the up and comers in the community, see art that you haven't necessarily seen, especially for us people down south. Getting to go up there and go see that what's going on up north is a great thing, especially if they're going to have localized stuff. And we should probably consider one of these days holding something down south similar, and see if we can get a competition going. Just saying, maybe. I'd like to also put out that uh, we are currently looking for local officers in various groups. So highly recommend, if you're interested in learning more about the ANS community, please go ahead and apply for those offices. If you have questions, contact me directly. I'm more than happy to answer any questions, and we can certainly get you in contact with regionals. We had a very, very good meeting today with our regional and locals, and got a lot of questions answered and a lot of things that we're going to be looking forward to. We're going to be pressing guilds in the future to actually get guilds to be more of the forefront. They do a lot of work in this kingdom and aren't necessarily recognized as much as they could be. And we want to make sure that they're highlighted and that they can get out there and show their work as a guild, and possibly maybe even something like, I don't know, Guild Wars competition with other guilds. I've already heard a lace making guild throw down the gauntlet in our meeting. They apparently are not going to sit still while this is going on, and I'm pretty sure the Brewers Guild doesn't take much motivation to get started. So I'm greatly interested in to see where our guilds are going to take us. And again, these groups are key to making ANS work, because they're there every day, every week, making something better, figuring out what works and what doesn't work. And we are eternally grateful for those efforts and really want to acknowledge those. So hopefully by next let's see, by next roundtable, we'll have a little bit more information on what we're going to be doing as far as competitions between guilds, and ways to help get people involved and motivated. So whatever you do, get out there, make something beautiful. It doesn't really, it doesn't have to have tons of documentation. It doesn't have to have anything to make something pretty. Don't hesitate to do it. The only thing it does is enrich our world. So please, please, please. Do that. I would also like to mention that your kingdom officers that are engaged with this, from regionals to locals, they make this all possible. They do a lot of work, and I'm very, very, very lucky to have them, and doing everything that they do. So that's what I've got for this go round.
Hey, John, what about Youth ANS?
Yes. Thank you. That's actually, I forgot to mention that. So there's actually two things going on for Youth ANS. And these two different things have actually spawned a third thing. The first one is going to be that there is, at Winter Kingdom, there's going to be a Youth ANS competition where we're going to provide 2 hours and a basket of stuff for them to make things. Documentation is not required, but we will be asking what inspired you to make this medieval or medievalish thing, and to also look into how you put things together, how you make these things beautiful, and actually encourage those kids to do things more often. They are here all the time, and quite often don't have a lot to do at events. We want to give them something to do at events. We want to give them something to be recognized for. We want to give them something that will inspire them, because if we don't, I promise you, they will find a video game. So we might as well do something that expands their imaginations and lets them explore that. The other thing that we're going to be doing is we're going to be having a competition. Ansteorra is going to be sponsoring 2 youth artisans from this kingdom to go against other kingdoms at Gulf War. This will be held in conjunction with the ANS competition at Gulf War. We'll basically have a little side area that we're going to set off for the youth, and they're going to display what they have. This is again not a heavily documented thing at all. This is more to get them engaged, get them involved, and to show off what they can do. It's very, very dangerous to underestimate what our youth can do. They have a vibrant imagination and skills, and for us older artisans, their hands don't hurt. they can see the tiny little holes and make things that we couldn't imagine doing anymore. So I really, really want to encourage people to engage in that, and we're going to be having 2 different judging points and it's the best way to put it is judging points. One will be at Winter Kingdom, the other will be at LPT. We will have tables at both for the youth to participate in. And what they need to do is just bring their project, bring what they've created. And what we're going to do is not have a written heavy documentation side of it. Instead, they're going to interview with a few key people, and they're going to ask about their item and what inspired them, how they made it, what interested them about making it, and what the item does. Because a lot of things are out there, I guarantee you, you can look at a blacksmithing tool and have no idea what it does. So, it's always a chance for them to teach us. And we're very much going down a dark road of folly if we don't listen to our youth, because they can teach us quite a bit. That being said, also, Your Majesty, since you brought that up, we're actually looking at, I'm going to be contacting the youth minister to actually look at getting an office for youth ANS opened, and something that's going to be a little bit more permanent, a little bit more solid. That came up in our meeting today, and it looks like that has some traction, and we're going to explore that further. So I would really like to see that move forward. We have some mechanics on the back end to figure out how to work out, but once we do, we are going to push that forward and hopefully engage our youth much more proactively than we have in the past. So I think that's it this time. Sorry about that. That's all I have. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you, Minister of Arts and Sciences. All of that is amazing news. We are so glad to hear it. It's very near and dear to Your Majesty and I's hearts. Well, I'm very excited to hear about these guild competitions. I would give a warning, though. The Brewers Guild may not look like they're great at basketball, but I've been told they have all the hops. So word to the wise. Careful what you challenge them to. All right, moving along, we have the Earl Marshal.
Greetings, Your Majesties and Excellencies, and all of Ansteorra and Den Haag. The topic of the day is Gulf War. Gulf War is coming up very soon. If you are not already authorized for the discipline that you want to engage in at Gulf War, now's the time to move forward with getting that process completed. We also have pre-registration still available. I'm looking at all the deputy earl marshals to make sure that they have inspection stations set up for each of their disciplines out at Gulf War. And if you have not done so yet, please visit the website for Gulf War. That is where you're going to find the specific information for rules of engagement for your chosen discipline and what it's going to take for you to be able to participate in there. In order to get through your inspection station, before they even look at you, you have to make sure that you have your medallion, your mundane ID, and your authorization card with you, because it really stinks to make it all the way down to Hastings Field just to find out that your medallion is still in your tent. And then you have to run all the way back to camp in armor and get your medallion, then run all the way back down to the field. So make yourself a checklist, make sure that you got it before you even head out for inspections. On top of that, we also have reporting. A lot of folks are doing a whole lot better about reporting. I would love to see everybody doing awesome on getting the reports in on time. And we have a lot of changes in the rules coming through from society. Best resource is going to be to go to sca.org. In the top right-hand corner of the screen, you'll see a link for document library. Click on that. Scroll down until you see updates from the Society Marshal. Once you click on that, you will see new online versions of handbooks for all martial activities. That is going to be your best resource for everything that's coming down the line. We have a lot of significant changes for the hierarchy of the martialate chain, ways to enforce situations and issues out on fields, as well as some minor changes in the actual rules for each discipline. We have gotten the armored combat approved through BOD. My understanding is rapier and several others are coming through very quickly. The one for rapier is available on the website, as well as youth martial. It is coming up. We do unfortunately have a significant increase in the insurance rates for equestrian. It is now $800. So there's going to be a lot of conversations on how to best support the equestrian discipline in making sure that they are still able to participate without being cost prohibitive. And that's about it. That's all I've got for everybody.
All right. Thank you, Earl Marshall. I'm very excited about these new changes, and there is a lot of them. And more importantly, the handbooks actually look great and are easy to find information in them. So just like he said, go on SCA.org, go to that documents library, look through there. There's great information, easier to find than it used to be in the past. All right. Speaking of putting easy and wonderful information in front of our faces month after month, next we have the Kingdom Chronicler.
Okay. There it is. Greetings, Ansteorra. First, I'd like to thank everyone who attended the Chronicle classes today. And thank you specifically to Beatrix for running the releases and publication to allow me some more time with my kids. Thank you to all the local chroniclers for being prompt with your newsletters. I've had very few that have been late overall. We've also had some vacancies filled, so we are starting to fill our positions. There are still some out there, though, in certain areas, certain groups. So if you are interested, you can reach me or your local seneschal if y'all do not have a local chronicler yet, because they are currently doing that, and they will be aware of what is involved. I do love to see, I would love to see some more stuff submitted to the Black Star or to the local issues as well. But if you would like something in the Black Star itself, I would be I would entertain possible articles or pictures that you might take that maybe it might make a good cover photo. We are working on a new special edition right now that should be coming out within the next month or two. It will be a Order of the Mark special edition with some interviews. Thank you to John York for spearheading that. We are finalizing that right now. Other than that, I don't have anything else, and I look forward to seeing y'all in person at Gulf Force.
Thank you, Chronicler, for all the wonderful work all the chroniclers across the kingdom do, getting us those wonderful newsletters and the Black Star, full of information every single month. We appreciate it. All right, moving along, others responsible for information right in front of our faces, the Web Minister.
Thank you very much. In the standard of basically every Webminster report, we have a website. We actually have several, in fact. We have about 65 WordPress sites, including 144 WordPress users that have been provisioned by the Kingdom Webminister across all of these sites. In DreamHost, we have 45 databases and 112 discussion lists hosted. And within Google Workspace, we of course have our wonderful server admin, Magistra Emma de Featherston, who helps manage our domains and support all of our password resets and our local officers with their emails. And of course, as we've heard many times today, we have the 1.4 version of AMP, which has some wonderful, amazing new features, including the ability to submit waivers via desktop and mobile. Officers can create gatherings for official SCA activities. There's improved data grid filtering for more of the back-end work. There's an automatic age-up process for our youth fighters, which will streamline that going forward. And of course, there's improved audit logging and change logs, so that way we can keep track of our changes better. You can learn more about all of this on ansteorra.org/amp. And special thanks to their majesties, their highnesses, for commenting on our processes. Master Martin Malone, who's been really running things. Lady Sophia Esperanza, Duke Jean-Paul de Saint, Duchess Gillian, Dame Nicaise, and Herr Shigona, Golfina, and Kira for managing AMP and helping develop all of this. Some general stats from the website, because that's always fun. Per usual, our top page is the events page. Our Kingdom calendar is super easy to read. Even this has been commented on by people out of Kingdom too, which is very exciting. Our awards page is second most popular, and then our homepage is the third. We are getting more traction through Google by searching Kingdom of Ansteorra. That's up by 30 clicks. With our large war being a big spike, with War of the Rams being a huge search this fall, followed closely by the Barony of Bjornsburg. We have had, in the last month or so, over 3,000 clicks from Google with 73K impressions. And then a lot of those clicks are actually first impressions from Google, with most of our hits on the website being from cell phones, which is very fun to see. And then finally, Roundtable does not happen without, especially virtually, without our amazing volunteers. I'd like to give a major thanks to all of our hosts for the Roundtable rooms, including Delphina Deschampeau, Vera Hamlin, Antigone of York, Evelyn Camerill, Megan Flower-Deval, Elric Draquin, Gwynillian Birch-Wilkin, Nicaise Singer, Nicolette Duville, Yael Magnusdottir, and for all of our recorded classes this year, we have some volunteers who helped run that separately, including Focus of Border March, Zubeida Al-Bodwaya, Mongo, Kolfina and Kira, Judith Forno, and Nicaise Malpati. Thank you so much for helping make this happen.
All right. Thank you, Web Minister. I am personally super excited about AMP. One of my favorite features coming up that hasn't been quite as discussed as much is the new calendar that's been implemented on there when you create your gathering, so we can go on there and we can see what those are. But also you can go into a gathering and you can mark that you plan on attending it. And you get to control who sees that attendance. Should you deem it acceptable to click that share with Crown/Nobility, that will actually let us know when we are approving awards that you actually intend on going to that event, and can really help us get awards to people who are deserving. So I'm really looking forward to seeing that grow in usage. Thank you, Web Minister. Moving along, we have our wonderful, wonderful heirs. Super excited to hear from them.
Thank you so much, Your Majesty. We just wanted to say, to echo the Web Minister and say thank you to everyone who put this wonderful event together. I know that we both enjoyed the sessions that we got to join, and I could tell that a lot of people put a lot of hard work into it. I also wanted to thank everybody who took those classes and sessions today and gave their feedback and got warranted so that they could fill all of the offices that are needed to make our kingdom run. It's incredibly important in a volunteer organization that people are willing to put in their time and their effort, and it is seen and appreciated. And thank you guys so much for taking these classes today and for making the dream happen here in Ansteorra. Thanks, guys.
Thank you, everyone.
All right. Thank you, Your Highnesses. I know I am super excited about upcoming things. We've had a fantastic reign these last 3 months, and we have another wonderful 3 months planned ahead of us. Lots of awesome events almost every single weekend. As a matter of fact, we are pushing it hard towards the end of this. Really upcoming. We're super excited about LPT. Very, very excited about all the traveling to the baronies that we're going to squeeze in, and then some Gulf Wars. Very exciting things. We are working closely, hand in hand, meeting multiple times every single week with the generals and kingdom officers of the principal kingdoms, creating some wonderful scenarios, making sure the ANS tracks and everything are as full as they can possibly get them to bursting. The scheduling department over at Gulf Wars is working amazing on that. Great things are coming. So yeah, we're going to be doing awesome things with the scenarios. There's going to be some differences. So please, as soon as we get those published, go in and read them. One very, very important thing that I personally want to get out there, is there is going to be an uptick of combat archery on the rapier field. It was allowed in a couple places last year at Gulf Wars. Now it is going to be in almost all of the rapier battles. We're not going to have it probably in the ravine because we just don't think it's going to be safe down there for that. But almost all the other battles are going to have it. There are going to be some requirements in order to do it. So just please look at those publications when they come out and make sure you are ready for war, because it is going to be fantastic.
Your Majesty, I would also like to echo our Kingdom Shadowlane and the importance of filling out the census. It is very important that we all kind of go out there and support this effort. Data helps us be better. We just ask that you be honest, that you tell us what you feel. That is the only way that we can make this kingdom better in our effort to the dream better for everyone in our kingdom. So make sure, if you have a negative, go ahead and tell us, because that's how we solve the problem. So make sure confidentiality will be assured. I've spoken often with our Shadowlane about confidentiality and data protection, and he has a great plan for that. So we definitely support him and what he is doing. And so on February 1st, let's get out there and do so. And there may be some challenges. I'm going to get with him and we're going to discuss maybe having some prizes for some competitions on who can get the most in, to kind of spur people to get into it, to get those surveys in. So more to come on that. I would also like to support LPT. As a Laurel, I love LPT. I see the most wonderful things, most wonderful displays come out. Little misnomer, you do not have to have, like, everything on your table does not have to be finished. So if it's a work in progress, bring it out, because that's how you get feedback on it. And you can show some wonderful things that you're doing and up and coming things that you're doing. So don't just think about, well, oh, I didn't finish that project and I can't show it. No, bring it out. Let's discuss it. Let's discuss where you're going and be excited by it. So definitely do that. I'm going to give out a shout out to the block. They had a wonderful class at their Revel about how to do a display. Her Grace Ebergardis did a wonderful job on that class. And I encourage all the groups to kind of have like kind of a group, what is LPT? How do I display? What does the display look like? And really kind of think about, how to make, an even bigger splash for each of the people and artisans in your group. And sometimes people don't think they're artisans. They actually are. Science, you're actually welcome there, and you should be coming and showing your stuff too. So don't think that we don't want science to come out and show it. Arts and Science LPT. Okay. Also for Open ANS at Gulf Wars, I just a little bit of hint. John did, our ANS minister did talk about Open ANS. It is Friday of Gulf Wars. I am going to be sponsoring with His Majesty 2 prizes during that. One will be for Middle Eastern performance, Middle Eastern art. I don't think it gets showcased as much at Open ANS, so I will be putting that as one of a prize for that. And then probably a costuming, because y'all know how I'm about my costuming. It's a little bit of love for me. So I might be doing a costuming or a general ANS project. So more to come on that. Also at Go Forest, we're going to be having the Ansteorra Rose Rapier Tournament. So as you know, that's probably going to be around Thursday. We're kind of jiggling with the schedule a little bit, so it's probably going to start at 11. I know right now a lot of people have been seeing noon, but we're probably going to jog it back and then have registration actually start at 10:30. Just heads up, we will be doing, or our Rose coordinators will be doing pre-registration before we go to Gulf Forest. You can go ahead and pre-register, get all of that information in so that we can start the tournament on time and get some really good printed cards for you also. Looking forward to the next half of a reign. Thank you all for being with us today and in this journey to the dream that we hold so and love so much. Thank you to your highnesses. Working with y'all is going to be great. I very much look forward to all the things that we're going to be doing at Gulf Wars. And Your Majesty, thank you very much for this opportunity, and back to you.
All right. I hope you all had as wonderful of a roundtable as we did. Lots of amazing information went out today. we just want to close this off by saying thank you for attending. Thank you for coming out to events. Thank you for everything that everyone does for making this an amazing organization and really an extended family for a lot of us. So on that note, be safe, do wonderful things, be good to each other,